Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out another video here on Shows, Style, and Spirit. So I wanted to share some very big stories with you this morning. Happy Friday. I'm sure that you've probably heard about these. So I want to talk about Tasha K and the latest in her case against rapper Cardi B, as well as R&B singer Faith Evans and her marriage to record producer Stevie J. Also, we have to talk about JP Morgan Chase actually giving the deuces to rapper Kanye over his latest political stunt, if you will, with the White Lives Matter t-shirt. But first, I want to go ahead and start with Tasha K. As you all know, the blogger Tasha K lost her defamation case against rapper Cardi B after Cardi B sought legal action for Tasha K, allegedly saying that the rapper had an STD. And Cardi B was able to successfully prove that that was untrue. And she actually won a $4 million judgment against the blogger. Well, in the latest development in this case, a judge has actually ordered Tasha K to buy a $4 million bond to stop Cardi B from assets. As you all know, Tasha K actually offered a giveaway. She did a giveaway on Sunday to someone who could get her quote unquote last $1,000 that she had in the bank. And this all became a thing after Cardi B's lawyers discovered that Tasha K only had $1,000 in a bank account that they were familiar with. As you remember, Tasha K was visiting her in-laws in Africa, and she was even seen, outside of the Bank of Africa. Allegedly, Tasha K moved over 800,000 into an African bank account. And some people saw this as a move for Tasha K to protect her assets after losing her case against Cardi B. Well, now the judge is actually ordering Tasha K to buy a $4 million bond so that if she loses her appeal in this case, Cardi B will still get the $4 million judgment. Now, I know that on this Sandra Rose article that you can see on my screen, that the wording is used that Tasha K has been ordered to pay a $4 million bond. As you can see in the title for this live and in the words that I'm using, I keep saying that a judge has ordered her to buy a $4 million bond because based on my experience working in the financial industry, you buy a bond, it's almost like an investment. And then after based upon the specific maturity terms for that bond, once you reach the full maturity, then it will reach that full value, right? Obviously, this is in relation to a legal case, and this bond is for $4 million. I'm sure it's not your usual government bond that, a grandparent would buy for their grandchild. But I do believe that Tasha K would be putting money up to buy a bond that would be worth $4 million after a certain amount of time. Now, this article, of course, does not go into such specifics, so I'm not sure how that would work. Where if Tasha K did obey the order and bought the bond, at what point would it actually fully mature to $4 million for Cardi B to cash out? It actually sounds like some sort of payment plan, if you will, because if I am correct that this is still the same type of bond that an everyday person can step inside a bank and purchase. If you're not familiar, it is like a very old school and safe investment. And it's honestly, my experience was it was like grandparents buying a bond for like their new grandchild who's just a small kid. And there are different types of bonds, and some of them are more expensive than others. So let's say, as an example, a grandparent wants to buy like a $5,000 bond for their grandchild, they may get one of the cheapest bonds, and maybe they're only paying, I'm just using this as an example, maybe they're only buying like a $20 bond. And then they would have to wait 20 years for it to fully mature. That is the basis behind buying bonds. And it's something that, really older generations would do. It's a very safe investment, obviously, because it takes several years for a bond to fully mature. It's not anything that is like a huge risk like investing in the stock market. So that's the basis for bonds, assuming that it is the same um, setup or plan for Tasha K to buy a bond worth $4 million for Cardi B to cash out at some point if Tasha K loses the appeal. So hopefully, um, that will work out. I don't know how much a $4 million bond would cost upfront, but it does sound like at this point, especially because Tasha K has come out with merchandise for, I Ain't Got It, and then she did the $1,000 giveaway last weekend. Perhaps Cardi B is just irritated that she feels like Tasha K is taking this so lightly. But, on a human level, I'm sure that Tasha K is a little embarrassed and definitely sad that her financial life has been rocked by this entire situation. I'm sure, hindsight is 2020. If she could go back, she would just wash her hands of the situation by removing the videos. But, sometimes, like, if you operate from a place of pride, you could be in this dire type of situation. So, hopefully this will work out. I wish we knew more of the details behind the bond. If I am correct, it's more so buying a bond that's worth 4 million and how much that would cost for Tasha K and what are the terms, when would it fully mature. But that's where we stand with that. So I do want to also get into the Faith Evans and Stevie J story. So I am preparing to share my screen for that. Just give me one moment here. Okay, yes. So this is according to the Jasmine brand. I'm sure that you may have heard this on Thursday night as well, concerning Faith Evans moving forward with the divorce from Stevie J. Now, as you all know, several months ago, the music producer Stevie J actually filed for divorce from his wife, Faith Evans. I love Faith. I respect her because she is not only a great singer, but she is a songwriter. She has written her music, so I really respect that. And so Stevie J filed for divorce, and then soon after, he made a video, posted it on his personal Instagram, apologizing to Faith Evans. Well, now, several months later, Faith Evans has quote unquote moved forward, and that is in the form of actually providing her financial records to Stevie J. So I've never been married, so perhaps that is one of the steps, or perhaps if you are getting divorced in a community property state such as California, that is one of the steps that you must take, is providing your spouse with financial records. Now, I do want to share with you that this really concerns me because I would imagine that Faith Evans has more money than Stevie J, number one. Number two, again, Faith Evans wrote music for herself as well as for others. So she should have money saved up, a significant amount. And they live in California, which is one of the community property states here in the United States. Now, with community property states, that means what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. That's like dividing assets 50%. If you remember from the Real Housewives of Orange County, Vicki Gunvalson, she had to pay her ex-husband Don some money based upon the value of her insurance business. Although he never sold any insurance for Vicki, but they were married and living in a community property state, California. So that's why she had to do that. So I'm just so concerned that Faith will have to break off Stevie J some money. What I also read at the end of this article is that she not only turned over her financial records, but she is also asking a judge to not grant him any spousal support, and any property that she acquired before the marriage would remain hers. I do think that that is a very smart move. I hope that it is feasible considering, again, that they are in the state of California. Really, side note for a moment, brief side note, when I wrote mortgages as a loan officer and someone needed a government loan, such as an FHA loan, and they were living in a community property state, I had to pull credit for the other spouse, even if that spouse was not going to be on the mortgage, because they're in a community property state and they wanted an FHA loan. So the debts for the spouse that would not be on the loan still had to be considered in their monthly debt to income ratio. So that's just one of the things that really sucks about being in a community property state and being married. And I actually get into this on my mortgages video that I have here on shows, excuse me, shows, style, and spirit. I have a mortgage video as well. Okay, so I saw the verbiage where Faith also requests that all property acquired prior to the marriage by gift, inheritance, or devise, and after the date of separation to be awarded to her. The case is still ongoing. All right, so of course, also, I want to get into Kanye and Chase Bank. So this story really fascinates me, and I am going to get into why that is. And this is based upon my, again, my working experience in the financial industry. So this is according to page 6. Political commentator Candace Owens tweeted on Wednesday that JP Morgan Chase sent rapper Kanye an official letter of termination with no official reason given. So in this letter, JP Morgan Chase has actually said to him that they have decided to end its banking relationship with Yeezy LLC and its affiliated entities, and that he has by late November to move his funds out of the bank. Now, the reason why this story is so fascinating to me is because a depository institution, which is a bank like JP Morgan Chase or Bank of America, they are all about deposits. They are all about you bringing money into the bank, keeping it there, and if you acquire additional funds, they want you to bring that new money into the bank as well. And honestly, even when it comes to lending, mortgages, auto loans, that's actually secondhand for banks, for depository institutions. They would rather, focus on getting new money. So this is huge for JP Morgan Chase to be willing to not even have Kanye's money. We don't even want your money, yay. We don't care how much it is and how well known you are. Now you're known for something that is offensive to a lot of people, and perhaps it makes JP Morgan Chase a little uncomfortable. So they're willing to walk away from that balance. And who knows? They could also look at it as ending their working relationship with Kanye could mean other celebrities bringing their money to JP Morgan Chase. That is always a possibility as well. Or even celebrities who already bank with JP Morgan Chase, they may bring additional money, additional investments to the bank because they're pleased with them disassociating themselves from Kanye. Now, as you all know, several days ago, there was a photo released of Candace Owens and Kanye wearing White Lives Matter t-shirts. And so Kanye was very pleased with all of the attention that he's been getting for his political efforts. I really don't try to touch on politics on my channel because I do not want to alienate anyone who may enjoy my content. And I understand that while there are political parties, you may disagree with some things that your own political party is for, and you may agree with some things from an opposing party. I just feel like it's not extremely black and white. If you are an independent thinker, if you are analytical, and, just not an idiot. So, you would take issues one at a time and have your own thoughts on how you would resolve. And when you're in the voting booth, you vote your heart. And I just feel like that's pretty much should be the boundaries when it comes to politics. Not really using your celebrity to make a t-shirt that's triggering for some people, some families who have lost loved ones, just because you want to trend in the blogs, or you may have political goals that you're running after. It just seems very unnecessary. So the fact that JP Morgan Chase would actually end its business relationship with Kanye speaks volumes about Kanye's move to wear that t-shirt and how the upper execs at the bank has responded. Um, is it probably not the best for business initially? Of course not. But again, there could be celebrities who could compensate for them losing those large balances with Kanye. There could be celebrities who bring investments to JP Morgan Chase because they agree with the move. And of course, I know that this is also a couple of days late, but as you know, the R&B singer Brandy was hospitalized earlier this week after suffering a seizure. Some outlets have reported that allegedly it is due to a eating disorder. This actually saddened me because I love the R&B singer Brandy. That is like my childhood, my era. I love Brandy, Aaliyah, and Monica. And so they all came out at the same time, beautiful voices. And so I really want Brandy to make a full recovery. And I hope that she does not have an eating disorder. But Brandy is just absolutely beautiful in every sense of the word. So I wish her a full recovery, and I just wanted to touch on that. So thank you so much for checking out this video. It is super early in the morning, but I hope that you have a fabulous Friday, a great weekend, and be sure to take good care. Bye-bye.